An AI could split its mind into several streams of thought at once, just like a human weighing multiple options before deciding. Researchers at Tencent's AI lab in Seattle, together with top universities, have built such a system called Parallel R1, and it is making people both excited and uneasy. Normally, AI solves problems step by step in a straight line, but if it takes a wrong turn early, it often cannot recover. Humans think differently, exploring multiple paths in parallel before picking the best. Parallel R1 gives this flexibility to machines. Instead of scaling up with more data or parameters, the model literally pauses mid-solution, launches several independent reasoning paths, and then merges them into a final summary. It can repeat this cycle as many times as needed. Training this ability was not easy. Early brute force methods like generating 10 answers and picking the best were clumsy. Structured approaches like Tree of Thoughts or Monte Carlo search relied on handmade scaffolding. To truly teach the skill, the team turned to reinforcement learning. The key challenge was the reward system. If the AI was rewarded only for accuracy, it would ignore parallel reasoning. If rewarded only for structure, it would overuse it and fail. The breakthrough came with alternating rewards, mostly accuracy but sometimes nudging it to branch. This balance pushed parallel usage into the 60% range and kept performance strong. The training process had 3 stages. First, a cold start using simple math problems to teach the habit of branching. Another AI-generated examples of parallel reasoning from the GSM-AK dataset, and more than 80% worked. Once the model understood the structure, reinforcement learning tied accuracy to correct use of parallel blocks. Finally, the model was tested on harder math problems where it had to decide adaptively when to branch and when to think straight. The results were dramatic. On benchmarks like AMC and AIME, Parallel R1 beat every baseline, with accuracy jumps up to 42% on the toughest contests. Perhaps the most fascinating part was how its style evolved. Early on, it branched wildly at the beginning of problems. Later it became cautious, solving in a straight line and using a parallel block only near the end to double-check. Nobody told it to do that. It learned that caution improved accuracy, an eerily human strategy. 2 versions were tested, one simply trained to learn the behavior, another with strict separation of reasoning paths. Surprisingly, the simpler version often worked better, showing that freedom can sometimes beat rigid structure. So, parallel reasoning also acted as a scaffold for learning. Even after training shifted to pure accuracy, the benefits remained. It had opened doors that reinforcement learning alone could not. For AI research, this is a milestone. It shows you can boost reasoning not by making models bigger, but by teaching them how to think smarter. For the rest of us, it raises a deeper question. Machines are beginning to adopt reasoning strategies that feel disturbingly human. So what do you think? If AI can now branch its mind and check itself like us, how far are we from systems that reason not just faster but more like people? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and if you found this breakdown as fascinating as I did, make sure to like and subscribe to Bon Bon AI so you never miss the next leap.